Hey guys, I wanted to go ahead and do my live feed. I might do another one later, but I just heard an awesome sermon while I'm over here cleaning apartments. Um, Basically, I feel like everyone has gotten used to this standard of living where we all just compromise and not having integrity and accepting this mediocre uh, you don't have to, live up to standards because they're lower every day. It's acceptable to compromise in our society. Um, Everybody would rather just be lazy than to maybe be bold and do what's right, even when they're not watching. When your boss isn't watching or the parent, like whoever. Um, Basically, this is because when I will just bite my pride and actually do what I know is right, then I won't have this sense of shame that will eventually permeate me until I hit rock bottom. You know, when God puts you in that corner and you know that you should have made decisions prior to that because He's given you opportunity after opportunity, and living in favor comes with a price because you have a certain responsibility. Um, I actually had a really good friend of mine speak some life to me the other day, and she kind of just veered me back on track because sometimes I have a really bad temper, okay? I have a horrible temper, and I will allow my emotions to overreact sometimes, and not so much as what I used to do, where I just ruled my whole life like extreme high and low. But basically, it really just was very destructive. I was self-destructive. I wanted to hurt other people. Um, it's just basically there's right lane must turn right. This has been a topic that I actually had come to me one day when I was driving home from Las Vegas, and um, I saw a sign that said that, and I was just like, huh, I might have to speak on that one day because right lane must turn right, okay? If you know and you're aware of God's glory, there is no way that you can live on the line or on the fence and feel okay about it. There just isn't. Um, I I did it for so long. Like I literally, there's a line. There's good on one side, bad on one side. If you want to live in the middle, there's eventually going to fall to one side, and that's taking a chance that I don't want to take. Because it's 50-50. I also feel that when I am accountable, it will actually mold my shame into integrity. And integrity is a quality that I feel is very sacred. It's very old fashioned, but I feel like your word is your bond. I want to be known with my legacy as a truthful person. Um, Basically, when you hear the truth, you're going to know it by the way that it feels. You're going to know because it's going to cut you deep. It's going to bring light to your life in areas of darkness. And I feel like I've become aware to the point to when I lie about something and I'm aware of it, because everyone lies. You know what I mean? Like everybody, it's like sometimes like with me, I feel like it's a child like defense mechanism. Like sorry, I keep saying like, it's so annoying. Anyways, it's a child like defense mechanism that we use to protect ourselves when we feel threatened. So sometimes I will pop off with something, off the top of my head and just be like, oh no, this, like already on the defensive, when in reality, all I needed to do was just calm down, slow down, and realize, hey, the truth doesn't need a defender because it will defend itself. Like, you won't ever have to go back and fight for the truth because it's always going to be that. you're not going to be, the truth doesn't need anybody to protect it because it protects itself. Usually, we fail to realize because we want to conform to society and just kind of go with the flow. Well, let me tell you something, okay? And I figured out the hard way. Only dead fish will go with the flow. It takes a live fish to swim upstream to make things happen, to change. I've dealt with a lot of things in my life, and one of them was everybody wants to fit in. You know, get in where you fit in. Everybody has a longing for acceptance and love, and I think that deep down, even when we have this outcry of please give me acceptance or please love me, we lash out in anger because we don't feel accepted and loved. And I think that once we can't truly know who we are until we realize who God is. To me, you know, intimately tied are destiny and identity. You can't know your identity until you realize who God is and who He made you to be. I feel like, you know, I'm not judging people because everybody's on their own walk with God. Like, you can't push someone into it. It's like trying to teach a blind man how to see yellow. It's literally, you can't do it, you know. You can't. I wish so deeply, like, sometimes, because I just want to be like, wake up, you know, like, open your eyes. There's so much more out there. You don't have to live that way. And it's not that, you know, being alive in Christ made my life perfect. It's far from it, but it makes me resilient to not bouncing back. And I think that when you stay down long enough, that's when it becomes almost impossible to come back. Because usually when I think about how society has kind of like just overall made it okay to have these low standards, and like one of my main problems with a lot of the easy come, easy go relationships that they have, like with Tinder, and it's so easy. It's easier than ever to meet all these people, but it's harder than ever to actually have a genuine relational bond with someone. You can basically get online and do the Build-A-Bitch and bam, you know, be with whoever at the moment seems to be good. But it cuts us off and it enables us to disconnect from our spirit. And I think that that's exactly what the devil wants. You know, he loves society to be all the same, to just go with the flow and remain dead in the spirit. He doesn't want people to speak out. He doesn't want people to bring any light to the situation, because he's kind of got everything just humdrum under control. Basically, the only way to break free is to be bold, and that means taking chances. That means taking leaps. That means trusting God in advance, what will only make sense in reverse. I know there's been times that He told me no, but it wasn't necessarily a no. It was a not yet. You're not ready for that yet. You've got to be the exception. And with God, the God I know, exceptions are the rule. Miracles are the rule. I love the God wink, okay? I feel like the irony and His presence and coincidence are miracles in themselves. And, you know, a lot of times if you're like me, I have a major deal with my self-esteem and a major body image. Like, I was bulimic. I mean, I've always had this ordeal with, like, I don't ever want to be fat, because I think that somebody made a comment to me when I was like super young, like, and said, "Oh, you look fat," you know, like in 3rd grade, and I never forgot it. And so now, you know, I have to balance my body image with my health and stuff like that, because I was so I do not want to be fat, you know, and it became an extremist thing. And I got this mindset to where I take everything to the extreme. I have a very addictive personality. I like to feel good. I chase pleasure, and I run from pain. and which most people do, but me more so. I'm very stubborn, very reluctant to change. I don't, hold on just a second, I'm sorry. I'm trying to clean these apartments for my boyfriend before he kills me. But, basically, the whole, I'll set my phone down so I can actually, like, talk. Uh-oh. But basically, yeah, and I will take hold of any kind of flattery that people give me, and I will run with it, because I love to be flattered, because my body image and my self-esteem are so low, which they've improved, you know, and I work on it every day, but I gotta guard my heart from things that I know are not healthy for me, and flattery is one of them. It's a tool, and anybody who is got some intellect about them knows how to use flattery as a tool. Be wary of people who are going to use flattery and then ask you for something, because usually they have a hidden agenda, hidden motives. Somebody will come to you and they will adorn you with like all these different, like, oh, you know, you're so great, and then they want you to do something for them. Usually that's a hidden motive. Yeah, so basically I just wanted to put this out there. I'm going to do another stream later talking more in detail about the right lane must turn right thing. But yeah, I just want you to know that if there's anybody struggling right now with their identity, it is intimately connected to your destiny, and you'll never feel fulfilled or satisfied until you truly realize that God is good and He has a purpose for all of us. And you know, a lot of times we want to say, I can't be in tune with, you know, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob. I can't be in tune with that because that's too spiritual, it's too weird. But like, in reality, it's when we have that gratification that truly lasts, it's gonna come from God and God alone, because He leaves the void in our hearts so that we will finally turn to Him. And I used to picture God as being this weird, I went to a Catholic church, okay, and no, I'm not being judgmental, but I'm just saying that was one of the reasons why I think I didn't really get the God concept. I thought that was just ridiculous. This invisible sky dad with a magnifying glass basically burning people when he would get pissed or when we would fuck up. That's not who God is, okay? I thought it was a little creepy with the seance-y things and the little hymnals and stuff like that. It wasn't for me, and it made me grow to actually shun people that were Christian. Now I have actually allowed myself to be open to the idea of God, and He's found me in the middle of nowhere. And sometimes you feel that like resonating irony or coincidence in your life, and you feel the pull or the pressure, and you don't know where it's coming from. But eventually He will find you. He finds us like where nobody else could possibly find us. He finds us, you know, in the middle of nowhere. And I think me, as broken and fucked up as my life has been, I've been through domestic violence. I was a stripper at one point in my life. I got my son taken from me. There's a lot of shame that kind of comes with all the things that I allowed the world to tell me it was okay to be. And I started filling my voids with unhealthy things, drugs, alcohol. I exploited my body. I mean, I modeled for a lot of nude, different magazines, and I did a lot of softcore girl-on-girl stuff, like just stuff that, and I'm very open about it because I feel like it's a necessity to my testimony, because I think that so many people feel like I can never do that because I am just a lowlife. I'm just a piece of shit, but that's not true. God's use in broken people that's like the main people He will use to turn it all around, because all the glory goes to Him, because I know I am no one, but I just want to tell everybody that there's no way that our universe is just only supporting life on our planet. I mean, the miracles in the universe, in our galaxy, in everything. I mean, the life is sustainable on our planet Earth solely because of the fine-tuning of a creator. And he loves you, and he loves cultivating our lives. And I really feel like, you know, somebody's going to get something out of this. Some of you might think it's lame. I really don't care. But yeah, if you will just be a little more open-minded and realize that it's no coincidence that we're here. It's no coincidence that, you know, the things that are happening, nothing just happens. So keep that in mind. I'm going to go ahead and try to go live again later. I don't know that I can, but everybody have a blessed day. I'm going to go ahead and just say Jesus is good, God is good, and I really, really hope that somebody got something from this today. So, alrighty.